Cool.
But, for someone who's memory bound, the first thing I would do with them is a gold key release so that they have the experience of something disappearing without argument involved, and clear the way so that they know there's a channel for things to disappear rather than have to be fixed, adjusted, resisted, or given into. Once they realize that disappearing is an option, then we can take them to middle way memory matrix because their grip will have eased.
I see.
See? So
I see, I feel, I hear.
yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. So, so then well, I'll just have to wait till you do your class to ask questions.
No, you can ask a question here. It's all right.
I just wonder how many, it's kind of like you have a pathway to something. And so how many stepping stones are on that pathway in your process?
Presently, there are how many? I'm just going to list them and we'll know by how many.
Okay.
The entry level is gold key release.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is middle way memory matrix. The third one is a procedure I call the inverter, also known as the atom smasher. When you have a particle accelerator, you've got particles going in opposite directions.
Right.
Okay. And in the inverter, you're setting up the opposites and against each other, only instead of doing two things as in memory matrix, middle way memory matrix, it's one where we're feeling ambivalent or experiencing self-sabotage or resistant to something we feel or believe we should do but don't want to. These are all states of internal conflict. The inverter is the approach of choice when it doesn't dissolve easily in a gold key release. After that, the next procedure is the, I call it the tetraseed balanced intelligence lattice. And it is vastly more intricate than the other three procedures. And it becomes, when a person has some proficiency in it, what I call the tetraseed glass bead game. Now, people who have read the author Hermann Hesse and have read his book called Magister Ludi, or The Glass Bead Game, talks about a process done in groups with people generally where they're contemplating some aspect of life and arriving at its vibrational essence, for which he used the metaphor like music. And the balanced intelligence lattice is just like that. It fits the description. It can be done individually when a person is vague about something and they want to flesh it out. And they can use it to flesh out that item, which is right now vague to them, by invoking the four core expressions of intelligence, which are attention, intention, memory, and imagination. And those four are the major categories of the lattice. And I'm not going into all the details because it would be like too much at once.
Right.
My plan is to introduce it in steps when I do that course. So it's all bite-sized. But let's just say that it reveals all manner of hidden aspects to something and illuminates something that we didn't think we had a handle on. And it does so by invoking pairs of expressions. This is where as far as I'm gonna go with this, because it can go into a rabbit hole. But it invokes pairs of expressions that correspond to those four categories: attention, intention, memory, and imagination. And producing feelings, sensations that are specific to the pairs of expressions we're using. It's like music. Music we feel. We don't think, we don't analyze, we sit, we feel it.
Right.
And the intelligence lattice works exactly that way. It produces an array of intuitive perceptions, one after the other, that flesh out the person's intuitive perception of that previously mysterious thing. So those are the four that I'm using these days, and when I have occasion teaching. There are a whole bunch of others that are much more advanced. There's one I call Thor's hammer. You know who Thor was?